Squires is an American's attempt to write British comedy. Born from my love of Shakespeare and Monty Python, and in an attempt to assuage my anxiety about moving across the ocean, I watched or read every British comedy I could get my hands on. Fresh Meat, Ghosts, Upstart Crow, Merlin. If you threw all those things in a blender and added a few original ideas, you might end up with Squires. Squires is a historical workplace comedy focusing on young adults who are trying to figure out how to fulfill their destiny, even when they're not quite sure how to go about doing that. It's about trying to be a good person and standing up for yourself, about what it means to be a hero and the obstacles that keep people from becoming one.
Well, one of my favourite things about Squires was how it blends sort of the anachronism of the setting that we set up, we call it nebulously medieval England, with its sincerity and engaging with the expectations that we and the characters themselves have of these style of medieval romance or fairy tale stories. I was really excited especially about the potential that this gave the female characters within the play for both comedy and deeper storylines. The opportunity to engage with gender, queerness and masculinity in a script that remained sort of comedic and engaging was a really great one.
I've had such an amazing experience working on the show already in Cambridge and in the rehearsals we've done for Fringe so far. My favourite thing about audience feedback was seeing what they enjoyed and what they found funny, because when you're in rehearsals you don't know how the audience is going to react to it, so that was like really rewarding to see. Phil is a lady who becomes a squire, and I think what I like most about her character is how resourceful she is and how she will do anything to protect herself and to protect the people she cares about.
What I like about the show is that comedy's set in not a fantasy but a medieval setting. They make me think of horrible histories and Merlin, other shows from my childhood that I just really enjoyed. I think that the high fantasy folkloric elements of the genre that Squires is in works so well with comedy and just undercutting the serious nature of that kind of fiction. I like the character of Lance because I see him as a kind of kindred spirit. I see him as similar to myself in that he's clumsy and feckless, and it's nice being able to do that intentionally on stage and owning it rather than just unintentionally in my day-to-day life. And I also like his vulnerability in the fact that he doesn't feel very strong or in charge or in control of his life, but he has to act in charge of the other squires. It's a Peter Pan and the Lost Boys kind of situation in that he's just as lost as the rest of them.
This show is meant to make you laugh. At the same time, it delves into the genre of historical comedy and the hijinks that exist within it. The treatment of women and the motif of cross-dressing, the codes of chivalry and knighthood, the debate of science versus magic, and how one can potentially turn their passions into money-making opportunities. Throw in some pigs and a drug-dealing wizard, and you have Squires.
It's exactly the kind of script that I would want to see on stage, and I feel really lucky and excited to be a part of bringing it to the stage, especially with such an amazing cast and production team.